still around, plus other support staffs and everybody, and we had a small meeting. Because this is our own client that we know very well. These are the clinicians that we work with. When I'm away, they are in the duty. When I'm in the duty, maybe they're away, or we are together in the duty. This is the client we know very well. Very well, please. So when I started explaining myself, because they were aware that a determined test was done, but they were not aware that we were running a long ELISA and other tests. So when I brought to them, yes. Yes, so when they listened and when I told them that we had even run a PCR test and a long ELISA and the results are back, I saw them when they were now very much attentive because they wanted to know that what next, how has it come? Yes, so when I broke the news for them that all those tests are negative, they were very, very shocked. They were very, very much shocked because this is the group that contained the adherence counselors for Alfred and the peer educators and the entire team was there. Yes. Yes, they were very, very shocked because they have just heard, and yesterday, they saw one of their own now, the Lord touching and deleting HIV. Yes, please. And also there was some discussion, man, because of the time. They said that on Monday we are going to have a full discussion, and even the medical superintendent has promised to be part and parcel of that discussion.
You are saying on Monday now you're going to have a very, very big discussion and full a long discussion on this. And the medical superintendent also promised to be present there in that meeting. Because this is a very, very good shocker. How does answer your body pass from very positive to negative? Yes.
Yes, please. And it has really caused a lot of now discussions in the WhatsApp group of the entire year that how is it that it is possible? Is it really possible? Many people and many doctors now want to probe in and know more about this case.
Yes, and also in the social media platforms, the WhatsApp group, there's a very, very good discussion right now ongoing because they're asking how is this possible? How is this possible? And the freedom of God, they want to probe and find out how this happens. That one is actually positive and then one is negative. Yes.
Yes, there are many staffs have developed a lot of interest because when the breaking news came yesterday, it went viral on Twitter and everywhere, and it has really caught everybody, much more so now the staffs that are working at Sierra County Referral Hospital. They are saying that on Monday the first thing is that one. They want to hear more about it.
Hallelujah. You're saying that staff of the Sierra County Referral Hospital very much shocked. They are stunned and how has this happened? They know answer very well and they're saying they say that on Monday, that is the first thing in the morning they want to
Yes, please.
Also, trending on Twitter, just as well. Top trending number one person on Twitter. They HIV/AIDS. And the first there on Twitter trend and they call themselves on Monday. They want to have a active and long discussion on this to find out how did this happen. This is very, very amazing.
Yes, please.
Yes.
So we are very much equally shocked that indeed it is possible for the blood of Jesus to delete HIV/AIDS from the life of our patients. Yes, and it is a strange phenomena in this facility now that the Lord has come to establish something that is very unique, and everybody now are interested to know more about it. He has caught everybody's attention. Yes, it is a permanent, monumental phenomena that indeed it is possible because the result they are seeing. And actually, I was telling also some of the clinicians that it's good for them also to run their DNA PCR so that they may put it on patient's file. But they told me that no, with the Lancet we can't dispute. Just print for us your copy so that we may put in the patient's file. Yes. Yes, please. Very, very powerful indeed. Yes, please. And nobody can dispute it because when results come from Lancet, it is actually certified that it is true, it is correct. So when they were taking blood sample from Alfred, they did not take from any other patient, from Alfred, my grandson. Yes, so they are equally very shocked. When I told them that we also went with the grandmother of Alfred, they were really very shocked because they could think that we have taken any other. He confirmed to the entire home, he is confirming to the entire village who are here today. Yes, please. It's very, very shocked. Indeed, it is a shocker and it is a wonder because many a times we only close files when our patients are dead. Even currently, every month at Sierra County Referral Hospital, we don't report less than 5 deaths that are caused by HIV. Yes, please. Yes, and right now if you go to a room, we name it archives. If you go to a room where we put the files of those who are dead or those who are lost to follow up, you cannot find any file that we have closed and we have put there that someone was HIV positive and has turned back and turned to be HIV negative. Yes, you will only find file of those that are just lost to follow up. For one reason or another, they self-transferred to another facility, or they are just lost, and maybe some are dead. But it's rare. You can't find a file of someone who was HIV negative and positive in same facility and has walked in now with a different file that is HIV negative. You can't find such a file in the room called the archives, where we put those files. Yes, please. The NASCOP will really ask you, did you put someone who was HIV negative on antiretroviral treatment? Yes, and it is a trouble. They cannot speak it, but when you look at all of our faces, it is presenting, because that is the difficult question that nobody can answer. Yes, please. Because of the level of tests that we do for you to be declared HIV positive. You cannot come out one day that actually we did a mistake and we put somebody on antiretroviral treatment, somebody who is HIV negative. Yes, please. Yes. Yes, because currently when you walk into the facility, you want to know your HIV status, we subject you to a determined test. That is the current algorithm, a determined test, which is very, very sensitive. Yes, please. It is 99.9% sensitive. Yes, please. That if there is any virus, it will pick. Yes. Yes, yes. If there is any antibody against any virus in the blood, it will automatically pick. Yes, against any virus, it will pick. And then also the second test, when it turns to be positive, we don't declare you as HIV positive. We subject you to another test immediately, which is a rapid test also called fast response. Yes. Yes, and that fast response test, it is the specificity. It is very specific now to HIV virus antibody. It's very specific. Now, if it turns to be positive, indeed that patient is positive. Yes, at that point he is declared HIV positive. And when there's a discrepancy, you run the long ELISA, also which also we ran, that will again now will be the tiebreaker. That's why we call it tiebreaker. That's why at the time that we were initiating Alfred Omondi, on antiretroviral treatment, we were 100% sure that indeed he is HIV infected. Yes, and now that brings us now to the critical level when someone now tests HIV negative eventually. Now you have a bone to chew even with the NASCOP now. I'm saying that now when somebody now tests HIV negative, like the case now of Alfred Omondi that we have here, now it is a big thing. It is a big thing even with the NASCOP. Yes. Yes, because they will ask you now, how comes you put somebody who was HIV negative? Because it's only two. It's only two. You put somebody who was HIV negative on treatment, or the Lord has done something. There must be two. Yes. Yes, and the way I've explained very well, due to the test that we do, you cannot put somebody who was HIV negative on antiretroviral treatment. Yes, so that one only leaves us with one option, that the Lord must have done something. And now that is the shock. Now you see where we are at shock. The entire facility staffs are at shock. It has gone very viral. People are now, they are interested. They want to know what is it that have happened. Yes, please. It is a shock also that has made us now to gather here, because it is a big thing. You never hear it anywhere. And when it has happened, it has really shocked the entire fraternity. Yes, please. It is something that they have never had. They have never had in the facility. They have never had. It has come to be a very big shock. Yes, please, Senior Bishop. As I close, I want to say this. The Lord has come and has done a very great thing in our midst. To catch for our attention the way he has already done, and the entire county is perplexed. And also I would like to just invite many of my colleagues, because they are willing to continue and to investigate on this case, and also to write a paper. I'd just like to invite them so that we may even write a paper on this, and also show the world that indeed it is possible that the blood of Jesus can delete HIV. And also remember, it has happened at a time when we are economically constrained as a country, economically constrained. Currently, the American funds that have been funding HIV and AIDS and other diseases in our country, it has been on a decreasing mode ever since COVID-19 struck. Yes, and even the monitoring our patients have become very much challenging, because you realize that we have many clients that we have not taken viral loads for almost 2 years, because we are just now emphasizing on risk categories which I had mentioned earlier. Yes, so for the Lord to come to us through as a facility at such an hour, it is indeed a blessing. And the Lord, yes, yes, because of there is lack of reagents when you at Cambridge testing laboratories, there's been lack of reagents for the past 2 to 3 years. That means that we cannot monitor our patients the way we were monitoring previously. Even the antiretroviral treatment, there was a time that there was serious shortage. And there are many challenges that I cannot count and finish. And for the Lord to just appear to us and do such a thing in our midst at such an hour, it is really sending a very big message to the medical fraternity. Yes, please. So, finally, I just want to thank the God of the mightiest prophets of the Lord, because it is when he appeared, is when we began to see such a tremendous miracles, things that science cannot explain anymore, things that are above the medical understanding. Yes, please. We want to thank God, the God of the mightiest prophets of the Lord, and his servants, the mightiest mega prophets of the Lord. Indeed, a monumental thing and a monumental phenomena has happened in the land of Siaya at the County Referral Hospital. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Back to you in the studio. We confirm to the entire
My name is Dr. Kennedy Otieno. I am a physician registrar working at Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, and currently I am attached to the Nyayo wards. I have more than 18 years of medical experience. Currently, I also deal on a daily basis with HIV/AIDS patients at AMPATH. AMPATH is a unit that comprises collaborations and partnership between the North American Institutions of Health and Learning, Moi University, and Moi Teaching Referral Hospital. Together, AMPATH works with more than 8 million persons that are either affected or infected with the virus one way or another. Talking about HIV, this is the virus that eventually causes AIDS. Human immunodeficiency virus, which is known in short as HIV, is a very stubborn virus that has been around for some time now. And this virus, when an individual has been exposed to the virus, the disease process progresses over time to the establishment of AIDS, or what is rather known as full-blown AIDS. The virus enters the body, and after entering the body, this virus has a way that it conquers the multiplication and the reproduction mechanism of the host cell, impinging the ability of the host cells to multiply by themselves, and on the contrary, giving the HIV virus the ability to rapidly multiply within the body. The second effect of this virus is immune deficiency, meaning the destruction of what are called the T helper cells. These T helper cells are important in cell-mediated immunity. This is what helps an individual to be able to mount up immunity against diseases and infections. But when the T helper cells have been killed and affected by the virus, then the individual is left vulnerable to infections and diseases that otherwise would have been overcome by the body's immune system. So the individual succumbs easily, is easily put down by infections, simple infections like flu, viral infections, minor and small bacterial infections. And these individuals have a tendency to develop certain cancers, which may include lymphomas and Kaposi sarcoma, among others. So HIV virus is a virus that has no cure. A lot of research, a lot of resources, a lot of organizations and collaborations have come into place to see how they can cure HIV virus. Money has been put into place, manpower has been mobilized, time has been spent, but there is never any success story as far as HIV infection is concerned. There has not been any single individual, even including animal models that researchers have developed in the laboratories, that have had a reversal of HIV positive state to HIV negative, despite the presence of antiretroviral medication, which are medications that have been developed to improve the immunity and to help the patients who are suffering from HIV. Those that have been on these medications for years, 20 years and above, still, even after stringent and faithful use of their medication, still will turn positive 20 years down the line. So there is no known mechanism that totally wipes out HIV from the bloodstream. We have also heard of individuals who have taken radical measures that include washing out the entire blood from the bloodstream and replacing it with new and infected blood in individuals. But after some time, even the individuals that were subjected to this kind of stringent and tiring procedure still turned out to be HIV/AIDS positive. The long and short of it, and the consensus, even in the medical field, is that HIV/AIDS has no cure. There is no way that anybody could be subjected to anything that is medically known or scientifically appreciated that is able to wipe out the virus from the bloodstream. HIV/AIDS testing is something that has been researched thoroughly. When a test is being developed, there are things that are looked at. These include specificity. Specificity refers to the ability of a test to rule out the disease, meaning that there is no chance that a test will tell you that you are positive when actually you are negative. And the other thing that is also emphasized on in the development of any laboratory tests is the accuracy of a test to include all positives. In other words, known as the sensitivity of a test. If a test is being developed, these two things are looked at very carefully. And when a test has a specificity of around 80% and a sensitivity of around 90%, that is considered one of the best tests. But as far as HIV testing is concerned, specificity and sensitivity of tests has to be 99.9%. That simply means that there is no chance that a test will tell you that you are HIV positive when actually you are HIV negative. And on the contrary, there is also no chance that a test will tell you that you are HIV negative when ideally you are HIV positive. These are things that have been put into place when there is development of the HIV testing mechanism. When we test for HIV, there are modalities: the antigen tests, the antibody tests, and the tests that come to look at the viral load or the count, viral count. All these tests go through very stringent, very strict checks in order that there is zero error permitted in the development of these tests. So when you have been tested in any hospital, let's take for an example the simplest test that is known, OraQuick, and you turn out to be positive, then it is entirely confirmatory that you're positive. And if a test tells you you're negative, it is entirely confirmatory that this individual is negative. So we are talking about Alfred Omondi, diagnosed HIV positive in the year 2009. Alfred Omondi was tested and retested and confirmed in a period of 1 year before he was started out on antiretroviral therapy. And so because he had gone through all this testing, he was confirmed to be HIV positive and was put into medication, into treatment. But when he presented for medication, he was frail. He had lost weight. He had become weak. He had rashes. He was exhibiting frank malnutrition. We could put him at the extreme stage 3 towards moving into stage 4 because of how he had presented. So Alfred Omondi kept taking his medication. But a time came when Alfred came to the health institutions and talked to his doctor, requesting to be retested. And when he was retested, Alfred Omondi turned out to be negative, not on one test, not on 2 tests, not on 3 tests, but on all tests, including qPCR, which is the highest test. qPCR is a test that involves scavenging within the bloodstream any single particle, any evidence of the existence of HIV virus within the bloodstream. And whatever it picks, even if it is a minute particle, it amplifies such that it is able to be picked and identified by these tests. But when Alfred Omondi was put through these tests, vigorous, thorough tests, and the tests were done from Lancet, one of the most reputable laboratories, not only within Kenya, but in the entire world. The results came out to be negative. Now, in the history of science, as far as HIV/AIDS is concerned, there has never been a patient who was successfully treated of HIV/AIDS such that at the end of their treatment, they did the test and turned out to be HIV negative. As far as science is concerned, that has never occurred. And the modality, therefore, the agreement, the consensus, therefore, in the scientific field, and especially as far as dealing with HIV patients is concerned, is that once a patient has been HIV/AIDS, their file remains open. They will go through treatment, go on with their antiretrovirals, and the only thing that will permit the closure of that file is their death certificate, meaning that only when the patient has died, that is when this file can be closed. But Alfred Omondi now comes having a negative test yet he is still alive. We do not know how scientifically that is possible. Therefore, Omondi Alfred, the patient whom we are looking at right now, who was prayed for, now turned out to be HIV/AIDS negative. And for this reason, their file is scheduled to be closed permanently, and Omondi Alfred is being discharged from the CCC clinics, the comprehensive care clinics, as one who was a patient of HIV, but now being alive has been declared HIV negative. I must mention that this is only achievable through a power that is unknown to science, a power that is unrevealed to doctors, able to turn HIV positive into HIV negative, to give a new lease of life to those that have been condemned to death by the virus HIV. We may not scientifically explain this, and it is for this reason that I want to submit my gratitude and thanksgiving on the behalf of the medical fraternity to the Lord.
Alfred Omondi Oduor. Nina miaka 15. His names are Alfred Omondi Oduor and he is 15 years of age. Hali yangu ilianzika wakati nilizaliwa. It began when he was given birth. Babangu alikufa kama bado sijazaliwa. Mamangu alikufa kama nina miaka 4. His father passed on before he was actually given birth. And then his mother died when he was at the age of 2 years. He lives with his grandparents who are still alive. He could not move for long. He also says that he could not do hard labor for a long time. Kama kazi ya kuvuta maji, kusukuma vitu na wheelbarrow, na kubeba vitu. He could not do some heavy job such as carrying heavy things, pushing things on the wheelbarrow, fetching water. He could not do it because of his condition. So ulikuwa unaishi kwa madawa kwa muda wote, ulikuwa ukiishi kwa madawa. Na hospitali ulikuwa ukienda mara ngapi kwa mwezi au mara ngapi kwa mwaka ama kwa wiki? Ulikuwa unaenda mara ngapi? Kama nilikuwa mdogo bado. Nilikuwa naenda kila siku. Na vile nimekuwa mkubwa. Sasa nilikuwa naenda kwa mara 2 kwa mwezi. Mara 2 kwa mwezi. Naleko na neno ya nabii.
He's saying that he dreamt that he saw the 2 mightiest prophets of the Lord in a dream. He's saying that that was the first time in a dream he saw the mightiest prophets of Yahweh, yet he had never seen them before. He's saying that the 2 mightiest prophets of Yahweh appeared to him in a dream while they were in their white garment. He's saying that in that white garment that the mega prophets of Yahweh were dressed in, he also saw their shoe, and he's saying that their shoe were white.
Nongisana alosio.
He's saying that the mightiest prophets of Yahweh instructed him to prepare the way.
To kendo no kawa botera kamoro.
The mightiest prophets of the Lord in that dream carried him and took him to a place that he does not recognize until now.
To nongisa kaka nyaloso yo.
Then in that place, the mega prophets of Yahweh instructed him and helped him to understand how he can prepare the way for the coming kingdom of God.
To kamane kaka norumo.
And then when the mightiest prophets of the Lord instructed him how he can prepare the way, then the dream stopped at that end, please.
Nanene ipicha ko bawe ipod. Mage kwondim nanene.
He's saying that earlier before the dream, he only saw the poster, and then he dreamt, and never had he saw the mightiest prophets of the Lord physically. He had never seen them one-on-one.
To kendo na dok banene Nakuru.
He's saying that apart from that poster, he only saw the mightiest prophets of the Lord again in the meeting of the Lord in Menengai 4 that took place in Nakuru.
Yes. Na siku kwa nataka kumeza hizo dawa. Nilikuwa nimechoka na kumeza dawa kwa mara. Hey. Pia aliniambia nitengeneze njia. Hey. Baadaye akanibeba akanipeleka pali pengine. Alafu akanionyesha vile naweza tengeneza njia. Yeah. Yes.
Senior Bishop Margaret, can you please allow us to interview him in the Luo, and we have translator here so that he can come out very clearly, please.
Amen, Senior.
Amen.
Yes, we are getting you. Yes.
He's saying that he dreamt that he saw the two mightiest prophets of the Lord in a dream.
Kana nene to ne pok na nene ga picha mora mora.
He's saying that that was the first time in a dream he saw the mightiest prophets of Yahweh, yet he had never seen them before. Senior Margaret.
Nongi sana alosio.
He's saying that the mightiest prophets of Yahweh instructed him to prepare the way.
To kendo no kawa botera kamoro.
The mightiest prophets of the Lord in that dream carried him and took him to a place that he does not recognize until now.
To nongi saka kanyalo soyo.
Then in that place, the mega prophets of Yahweh instructed him and helped him to understand how he can prepare the way for the coming kingdom of God. The dream stopped at that end, please. Yes, please. Sina Bishop Penyini bende niseneno ga janabi mar Nyasaye e picha mora mora kata romo kodgi kamora mora.
Nanene picha ko bawe ipod.
He's saying, Senior Bishop Margaret, that he had seen the picture of the two mega prophets of Yahweh in a certain pole. As I believe that was mobilization going on, so he was passing and saw the picture of the mega prophets of Yahweh on a pole. He's saying that he only saw that poster with the picture of the mightiest prophets of the Lord, Senior Bishop Margaret.
To kendo na dok panene Nakuru.
He's saying that apart from that poster, Senior Bishop Margaret, he only saw the mightiest prophets of the Lord again in the meeting of the Lord in Menengai 4 that took place in Nakuru.
Mage kuond timna nene.
Senior Bishop Margaret is saying that earlier before the dream, he only saw the poster, and then he dreamt, and never had he saw the mightiest prophets of the Lord physically. He had never seen them one-on-one.
Ananeno jibangeng to holdni madonge matimre.
He's saying that he saw a big crowd, very, very many people, and they witnessed very, very many and mighty miracles in Nakuru, Senior Bishop Margaret.
Baneno nyaka put kawuotho gi wang'a.
He's saying that that was the first time he saw a cripple walking. He saw a cripple with his own eyes getting up and walking in the meeting of the Lord in Menengai for Senior Bishop Margaret.
Babe na wacho na abe kawo kata broido chang.
He's saying that while he saw a cripple rising and walking, that is when he said that even himself, once he comes from Nakuru, he is going to get his healing, Senior Bishop Margaret.
To janabi no wacho no jomoko bro changi yo, jomoko bro changi dala.
Esikimani neno le neno jonabi magina sai. Negirwakore machalnad, negirwako lewni machalnad.
Negirwako lewni marochere.
He's saying, Senior Bishop Margaret, that the two mightiest prophets of Yahweh appeared to him in a dream while they were in their white garment. Senior Bishop Margaret. He's saying that in that white garment that the mega prophets of Yahweh were dressed in, he also saw their shoe, and he's saying that their shoe were white, Senior Bishop Margaret. He's saying that the mega prophets of Yahweh appeared to him just in that manner, Senior Bishop Margaret.
God, naneno kendo tuoche mopogore opogore kae kichango.
He's saying that he also saw very many diseases which are very many and different getting healed in the meeting of the Lord.
Ko akanyo to nowacho nu jomoko bro changi yo to jomoko bro chango kusopidana.
He also saying that in the meeting of the Lord, he heard the mightiest prophets of the Lord saying that some who came sick in the meeting will get healed on their way back home, and some will be healed after they have reached their homes, Senior Bishop Margaret.
Kamane kaka naduogi dala ayudo nanya timo gik moko ma kanyal gatimo.
He's saying that is how, when he returned home, he began seeing himself now doing the things that he could not do before he went to the meeting of the Lord. He's saying that he dreamt that he saw the two mightiest prophets of the Lord in a dream. He's saying that was the first time in a dream he saw the mightiest prophets of Yahweh, yet he had never seen them before. He's saying that the two mightiest prophets of Yahweh appeared to him in a dream while they were in their white garment. He's saying that in that white garment that the mega prophets of Yahweh were dressed in, he also saw their shoe, and he's saying that their shoe were white. He's saying that the mightiest prophets of Yahweh instructed him to prepare the way. The mightiest prophets of the Lord in that dream carried him and took him to a place that he does not recognize until now. Then in that place, the mega prophets of Yahweh instructed him and helped him to understand how he can prepare the way for the coming kingdom of God. And then when the mightiest prophets of the Lord instructed him how he can prepare the way, then the dream stopped at that end, please. He's saying that earlier before the dream he only saw the poster, and then he dreamt, and never had he saw the mightiest prophets of the Lord physically. He had never seen them one on one. He's saying that apart from that poster, he only saw the mightiest prophets of the Lord again in the meeting of the Lord in Menengai 4 that took place in Nakuru.
cripple has walked. A 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 cripple has walked.
My name's Dr. Chisaka Boniface. I work in Sambweni County Referral. I also carry out physiotherapy, consultative physiotherapy services in Kinondo Hospital. And today here we have a case for baby Mariam Abdallah, 3.5 years. Mariam visited Sambweni County Referral Hospital where we diagnosed her to be crippled. We found out that she cannot walk in Sambweni here. We have a rehabilitative team which comprises of orthopedic trauma medics, which comprises of orthopedic technologists, occupational therapists, and physiotherapists, where when a patient comes in and then such conditions are diagnosed, those patients must be referred to us, because that is the only management that can be carried out when someone is diagnosed to be crippled. Now, for the case of baby Mariam Abdallah, it's a little bit complicated. It's a complicated case because we found out that baby Mariam, when she was born, her head circumference was not normal, macrocephaly, whereby the babies are born and then you find out that they have bigger heads than what is expected. So in most cases, macrocephaly comes with diverse effects. Some will present with neurological disorders. Some will present with cognitive disorders. Some will present with motor disorders. Now, for the case of baby Mariam Abdallah, having been born with a larger head macrocephaly, the presentation came in a motor way, whereby she could not. When you check at her legs before she walked, she had thin and weak legs. Most cases for macrocephaly, these patients will have very poor feeding. Now, when you have a very poor feeding, you get that the bone tissues cannot mineralize some of the minerals available in the body. So that defects come in when you start seeing that your bones become soft and become weak. For baby Mariam, her bone tissues could not mineralize the available minerals in the body, so that the bones now become soft and weak. Now, when the bones become soft and weak, it is so dangerous because the bones cannot withstand the body weight. You cannot withstand the body weight because it's soft and it is weak. It can even break. So it comes with diverse effects. Mariam could not stand. She could not stand without support. And she could not walk. And she could not crawl. So with the case of baby Mariam, that was the presentation. So we expected baby Mariam to have grown even more crippled. As the baby continues to grow, the condition could have worsened. Now, baby Mariam, when she came to Msambweni Hospital, I had to involve a team of medics from Msambweni, the rehabilitative team. There was no much that could have been done. There's no drug, there's no medication that the doctor will give you. Now that you are crippled today and then we see you are walking tomorrow, no injection that can be given to you to heal crippleness. Because once a cripple, you always remain crippled for life. And that was expected with baby Mariam. She was born crippled. She was supposed to remain that way for the rest of her life. But now baby Mariam, having been in her crippleness, and then today she is walking, that's a miracle. It is nothing less than a miracle. Because for us, we know once you are a cripple, you remain to be a cripple for the rest of your life. And that is the reason why you are going to be registered with people living with disability, to be recognized nationally. This is a miracle. It is beyond science.
to Joyce Busolo. Joyce Busolo is my mother. My mother was not seeing. She was totally blind. And sometimes when we were going with her to church, I used to be escorting her to church. Sometimes also my sister will escort her to church. But just recently, last week, my Pastor Ferdinand told me, I remember he even texted me and told me that my mother is seeing. I was very, very, very shocked. Very, very shocked. I couldn't even believe. I remember I was holding my right shoe. So by that time I was holding my right shoe and I wanted to wear it on my left leg because I was very shocked. I couldn't even believe what I heard from Pastor Ferdinand. I'm really very happy because of what has happened to my mother. My mother was totally blind, but now she can see. I really thank the Lord. I want to thank the Almighty Prophet and the Lord for coming through.
My name is Rose Muindi Busolo, the daughter of the healed of the Lord from Bungoma Main Altar, Joyce Busolo. She got her healing on Sunday. I was caught by surprise when my friend and dear sister Adelaide called me while I was at work and said, Rose, your mom has been healed. I told her, what? I was surprised and shocked. I went to the toilet and really cried and celebrated the healing of the Lord. I was her aide all through for 3 years. Holding her hand, going to church, going to the hospital. We went to Tororo Eye Clinic. It's called Tororo Eye Clinic. Her records are there. They said Joyce can never see. She's blind. In fact, they started preparing her to give her the stick of a blind person. By surprise, her healing came on Sunday. My lords, I'm humbled. I say thank you.
My name is Dr. Erionka Albert. I am an eye specialist in ophthalmology and cataract surgery. I have been in medical practice for the last 10 years, and six years of which I have worked in the Department of Ophthalmology as an eye surgeon, a condition that one Ruth Nyambura from Nyandarua, Burunjeru, a 55 years old female, suffered from. From the medical history, Ruth Nyambura visited many facilities, Burunjeru facility, Lions Hospital. She visited quite a number of hospitals, and these are top hospitals in Kenya, like Kikuyu High Hospital. So when I looked at the medical history of the facilities that Nyambura visited and looked at her condition, I got to understand that she was suffering from a condition called corneal opacities. A corneal opacity is that whitening of the cornea, total whitening, which really causes blindness. Because the cornea essentially is supposed to be transparent like a glass, and that is how it allows light to pass from the front of the eye to the back of the eye, a place called the retina, and so sending impulses to the brain through the optic nerve. The cornea has 5 layers. Once the 5 layers have been destroyed by disease, there are many things that can destroy the cornea. One of them could be trauma, the other one could be infection, or corneal ulcers from viruses, or even dystrophies of the cornea. And so once the cornea is destroyed, it normally does not allow light to pass through, and that is how the patient becomes blind. So Ruth Nyambura suffered from many recurrent corneal infections and corneal ulcers, and she visited these facilities, and she was given many medications in the trial to heal or to remove the disease. But again, the cornea healed with a lot of opacities, destroying the entire cornea. Nyambura then was not able to see. So at this point, she was advised to go for low vision, where she would be taught how to live without sight. Reading in the medical books, it is not possible to bring back the destroyed cornea into clarity, because these are small cells that once they are destroyed and they have become opaque, there is nothing to clear it, and there is no surgery for that. There is no medical equipment to bring that into clarity. But Nyambura has told us that she listened to a decree from Nairobi, and when she listened to that decree, she found out that she was able to see. This one is a wonder. This is a big miracle, because it is not documented anywhere in the medical books that once the corneal opacity has really covered the entire eye, something that we call a lymphoma, is possible to be removed by any medication or by any surgical procedure, considering that there are many other comorbidities that do not allow such a cornea to even be touched by a doctor. So, for me today, I want to underscore that what has happened in the life of Ruth Nyambura is a big miracle, is a wonder. This is essentially a miracle of creation. The Lord must have created a clear part of the cornea, or brought new cells into the cornea to allow her to see through, because you can see her touching things, following people, able to identify colors. And that is why I want to say, this is a big miracle, this is a big wonder in the land of Kenya. Thank you so much.